I think you gotta have heart. So whatever it is, it's
But
like
these,
you
I'm
gotta
saying,
have,
these things you can't judge whether a man's got heart. Obviously, he's gonna have. So okay, he's gonna come at your door. You can say, okay, you're not ready. What are you putting forward to say? Because the reason I mention this point is this, because back in the day, we used to criticize other communities for saying their dowry was 5 grand, or the man ain't looking at you because you didn't do your university degree, and we used to see that as something which is not pious. The dowry should be as low as possible, as long as a man's got deen, it's fine. Do you get what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying? And
sometimes
if we're saying, if we're pushing for a point that, okay, we want to build community, we want to build men, we want to build families, do we need to change our perspective in order to raise the bar? So the man says, all right, I can see that man, and if I want to marry this brother's daughter, I know before I knock on his door, I got to be ready. That message has to be sent out that, right, okay, I want to get married, I'm gonna fast until I'm ready. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think we're too eager to say, you know what, right, it's hot out here, I can't fast, and I'm just gonna knock on my man's door, and if he says no, he says no.
yeah, but
How
it
do you say, how
depends.
do you send that message out?
It depends on the
Mm,
background, I think, yeah, because it's like if you would have been like, one of these, I'm not just saying like you pick one of these parents, you want the 10 grand, the 20 grand, you
mm,
want him to have gone to doctors and uni, and you want to meet his mum and his dad. Well, if you would have met me, unfortunately, there ain't no mum and dad for you to meet. There
mm,
ain't no
mm,
money. There ain't no
mm,
money. Like, so you're gonna have to go by me, like how Bilal said. It's like you meet me, and it's kind of
yeah.
like he said. I went and met my wife's dad. I met the
Mm,
mum and had dinner at their house. So just
mashallah.
that alone, and I even said, if your parents don't like me, I don't want to marry you, because
Easy.
that's a prerequisite for me that your dad
Good,
has to
good, good.
respect me. If your dad don't
Mm,
respect me, I'm not gonna marry your daughter, and I know that your dad don't even like me or respect me. See what I'm saying?
mm.
So it's kind of like, I just think it's, for me, it's like you just gotta have heart, like, and just
Okay, okay. Let me use you as an example then. So you went
mm,
to the father's house with
mm,
what?
with
Nothing in your pocket.
well,
Just,
just my
you
dream.
went there with, you just went there with heart.
I just went there with my heart, my dreams, just my
MashaAllah.
manhood. I went there with my manhood. That's what I
Mm,
went there
mm,
with.
mm,
I went there with
mm.
my manhood,
Your chest was
and I
up.
made.
You push up your chest.
No, do you know what? I just went there. I just went there with just knowing that I've made dua to Allah,
Mm,
and you know um like my wife's from a Muslim background, so it's
mm,
kind of like those barriers where people want big money. It's kind of like they're from a humble background, so it's like they're not looking at, like, because someone could come along with money but they wouldn't like the person because of just who they are as a person or their character. So it's kind of like them being, from a humble background, they're not respecting that. Like, they're respecting someone that can protect their daughter, or someone who is, just a real person, like down to
mm,
earth, real. You see what I'm saying? So for me, like Bilal said, the fact that I went and met the parents, and they, we had dinner, and they judged me, they felt me out.
mm, mm,
It's
mm,
kind of like your gut will tell you whether you like someone or you don't. Like, just because a lot of the times people that's got money, some people, they hide behind their money. Like,
mm,
their possessions is like a shield to cover their insecurities, and to cover because they're hiding something. You see what I'm saying? They're
mm,
hiding because they're lacking something. So
mm.
they got all this money and materials, and they got it as a front. But then when you dig through it, it's kind of like there's nothing there. So I'm saying,
Got you.
I've got something there already. So if you give me money, money don't add to me. I'm already me. So
Mm,
I will add to money. You see what I'm saying? Money don't
got
add to
you.
me. I'll add to money. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
So that's
mm,
kind of, because you
mm,
could be a man with money, and someone could just come and rob you. You see what I'm saying? Like,
and you're
you
back to
can marry
zero.
to a man who's got money, and he's a coward. Man comes and just robs him and slaps him up, and it's like, raw,
Mm,
like, money ain't gonna make you be a man. But then you got someone that's broke, yeah, that's
mm,
from wherever, that's rolling with your daughter that you know, nah, my man will die for whoever he's with, whoever his family
Okay.
is, he's gonna die for his. So money don't really mean nothing. So if now you give that kind of serious man like that money now it's like, okay, now you got, a serious man with resources. But it's like money don't make you a serious person though. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know if anyone else wants to elaborate on that.
I mean, I'm talking about obviously within the context of Brixton, South London, what happened in the past, trying to do better going forward, so that we don't find we can. How can you say?
I think it's ambition act. It's a lack of ambition. Like, it's like with Brixton, for example, it's like you see money sometimes as well. Money is a reflection of, so money to me, like, is just a reflection of my resourcefulness. So it's like money's a token to show raw. Like, I went here, I done this, I done that, I done this, I done that. Like, I'm very resourceful. And it's kind of like, a lot of people, for me personally, it's like there's no ambition. It's like man's happy to just have kids, leave them, marry this sister, marry that sister, divorce them, and there's no ambition, there's no expectations, and especially from the community as well. It's kind of like, I'll give it like.
Okay, let me. I know where you're going, but let me summarize. Let me summarize this thing. As I said, I'm just going back to the thing: building community mindset. We have families ourselves, and we're looking for men. We were looking for men for our daughters, and you're going to see a revert brother, because we know if you live in a certain area, they might have trauma. They might have a background, right? So we have to be cautious in regards to who we give our daughters to. How do you check out the brothers? How are you going to check him out? How are you going to check out his past? How are you going to vet him? That's one thing. And two, how do we advise our daughters not to make mistakes? Because sometimes you might you might vet the brother, but then other things might be happening. You get me? And we know of the disasters and horrors that's happened in the past. How do you vet them in them? How do you make them step up their game?
Is he a coward? Is he a coward? A coward wouldn't want to meet you. I'm gonna give you a lot of time to give your
Go on.
A coward won't want to meet
the father.
So like these brothers that's been abusing sisters, their MO is mostly they're not meeting the dad. They kind of avoid, or if they're meeting the dad, it's a kind of dad that they know he's a very soft man, naive, gullible man. So it's kind of like you're more manly than him. But a serious like these brothers that's abusing sisters, they're going for sisters that ain't got no dad, they ain't got no big brother. You see what I'm saying? So, that's kind of what these kind of man do, innit? You see what I'm saying? But I'll let you lot give your
Abdurrahim, man, you're thinking deep, brother. You're in a thinking mode.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like you can only do so much, innit? Like, let's just keep it 100. You can only do so much. But it's like, if you're really serious about a situation, like, because this is a deep situation, we're talking about giving over our daughters to some next guy. Do you get me?
Yeah.
But it's like, you're talking about the dowry. Now, obviously, for me, yeah, it needs to be set to a certain standard that man knows, right, you know what, this ain't no light thing. But I don't feel like, and for me, like, if I said, well, it's a 5 bags dowry. If it was said that it's a 5 bags dowry and he didn't have it, like, I expect him to be like, well, do you know what, uncle? I respect what you're saying and I think it's suitable for the situation, but I ain't got no wealth like that. But I'm looking to do, it's like what Bilal said, I'm looking to do A, B, C, D in order to get that. If I can see the vision, I can see the plan, I'm saying, right, okay, he's serious about it. Yeah? Or I'm working a job right now, I can't really do that. But what I can do is I can put this away for, and then, do you get me, work towards the 5 grand. I'm saying, okay, he's thinking of ways to do it. Yeah? He's not just knocked on the door, heard 5 grand and said, I can't do that, and just walked away. Like, he bounced. I'm like, raw, what is that? What?
I'm glad you bounced.
You ain't even going to tell me, raw, brother, how you going to work towards it?
You're not going to
you're just going to walk away just like that. Just walk away. You're just gonna walk away, brother. Like I'm looking at this Don walking away, thinking he weren't serious. His heart were in it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because when I heard that, automatically I'm thinking, boy, I might not have no money, but I'm gonna tell you about Rob. Can we work out a Klarna thing? Can we Klarna this? Can we get to that position there? Do you get me? Like seriously, because I'm invested in this situation. I'm really trying to make this go on. Do you get me? And then not only that, remember, we're gonna ask around, innit? Like, no one don't want to put no one in the hot water. Let's just keep it 100. You're gonna ask these brethrens and rare. They're gonna say, yeah, he's a good guy, rare, and they don't really know him, innit? Because it's like what we said last time. You only really know someone when you do business with them, when you live with them,
you travel with them,
and you travel with them. So you don't really know, innit? So for me as a dad now, I'm saying, right, I'm gonna ask around, rare. And me personally, I want to meet your parents, bro. I want to meet your parents. If you got parents to meet, I want to meet them. I want to know who you're around. Who are you around? You ain't got no
parents.
You ain't got no parents. You ain't got no parents. Who are you around then? Who are you around every day? Because it says what? You're on the religion of your closest friend, right? So who's your closest friend? Let me meet that person. Do you get me? Well, do you know what? I got a look at one business. I sell perfume, etc. It might not be your thing, but come roll with me. Yeah? So I can see how you are as a person. Do you get me? I want to be with you, innit? If you ain't got no one that I can look to and question about you, but even if I can, I still want to roll with you, innit? To see how you are as a person when you're rolling with me.
That's a bit uncomfortable because remember, when like as a young man, like it's only now that I'm really breaking the ice with my wife's dad in regards to that, because I'm feeling like a man now. So I could, as a man to man, I'm a father, I'm a husband, you're a father and a husband, we can relate now. But before it's like I'm little man, you're big papa, and I've got to roll with you and just kind of be
humble,
feeling all mad nervous around you.
Yeah.
So like, you got to remember, like I might just be proper nervous around you, and it's kind of like, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like I don't know what you.
Because it's a new, it's a new thing for
me,
you.
Though,
That's cool.
Cool for me because then you're showing a level of humbleness. I might have you around me, and the youth's just moving mad. Uncle, what? Where? I'm saying, bro, hold on. This youth's loud out here. Like he's not even got. He's no composure. He's out here. Like yeah. He knows my name. Abdul Rahim. He's not even calling me uncle. He's just calling me Rahim. I'm like, bro, hold on. This youth has no filter. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I'm like, bro, I'm really taking this into context. I'm going back to wifey. I'm saying, my man was calling me by my full name. No uncle, no nothing. He was just moving a bit mad. He was loud. Like, all these things I'm taking into consideration. Yeah, the man that was more humble, he was holding his composure, rare. Like, there's a balance in it. But these are the things, I need to put you in hot water. I need to see how you're going to really be. Because if we're not testing all these little situations here, that's the reason why man's daughter's coming back with a bruised eye and talking about my man boxed her up. Because man didn't go to the measures. You see where I'm coming from?
But he might be a good actor though, This is the thing.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're not going to put him under hot water, and at least try to roll with him to see, to give yourself the benefit of the doubt, like, Rod, you know what, I done the best that I can do. If my man was acting for so long, there's only so much I can do, bro. Do you get me? But if you're not going to do that, because this is your daughter, bro.
Okay.
Like, this ain't just like,
I got a question.
Daughter, bro. This is gold.
Let me jump.
More than gold.
Let me